It's been incredible. I mean, ultimately, when you put a show together, you hope that people like it. That's sort of the base sort of hope and dream that you have for something you're creating and putting out to the world. And to have the kind of reaction that we've had with the show, the enthusiasm that we've had from all of our fans, and the wonderful write-ups we've had from press across North America has been just icing on the cake. So it's been really overwhelming. You don't expect it. So we've been very pleasantly surprised. Well, first and foremost, it's just nice to know you have a job, which is, anyone who's an actor will tell you that consistent work is always a good thing. But for me, I mean, having created the show and show running, our second season, and the amazing writing staff we have, and our amazing production team, it's a dream to come to work. Everybody gets along. As cheesy as it sounds, it really is a family here. So, we call it Camp Schitts, and everyone gets together for the summer, and we make this show, and we laugh every day. And the entire experience is just a blast. It's such a thrill. So when it ends, it's always sort of a big letdown, but then we go into post and we have to package the show, and then we have to promote the show, and then, fingers crossed, we go back into the writer's room and figure out what happens in season 3. So when we first started writing the show, I would do a pass of the script, and then he would read it, and he was like, "Daniel, this is not Girls. We can't just have people talking." And I was saying, yeah, but it's also not a sitcom. We can't just have joke after joke after joke. And I think it's the middle. It's the place that we've met in between both of our sensibilities that I think is where Schitt's Creek lies. So I really believe that this show is sort of a product of the two of us combining what we find funny and meeting halfway and sort of moving forward from there. So it's been an amazing process. And I actually don't think anything's been compromised. I think we've just been able to find where we fit in terms of, the overlap of what I find funny and what he finds funny, and that's usually what makes it into the show. So it's a great thing because no one's left sort of with a chip on their shoulder. Last season I started in our writer's room, and I would take breaks from writing and go online and buy stuff, and you just collect. You collect. You have to keep your eyes out because it's hard to find designer clothing for cheap. So, it takes a scour, but I'm so thrilled with what we've come up with. I mean, Catherine's looks alone in the second season of the show are just outrageous. I think there's such a story to tell with David. I think we've only sort of scratched the surface of like who he is and where he'll go, and, will he ever really open up in the way that I think the audience sort of wants him to, or doesn't. I think there's such a snarky, funny truth to who this character is, and playing him is just hilarious because, if I was that rude to people in real life, I don't think I'd have the friends that I have right now. And yet somehow David's able to make the snarkiness work for him, and somehow people find it endearing, I think because they feel sad for him. But it's a dream to come back and play this character. I could play David for years and years and years. I'm far too insecure to be as outwardly truthful as he is. He really has no filter over what he's thinking and what he says. And I do not have that in me. So I think that's like a very cathartic experience to be able to just, instantly react to things in a very open and free way. Waiting for Guffman. Personal preferences aside.
Why does Catherine play the best drunk lady you've ever seen?
I'm not going to lie, as soon as we heard she had signed on to the show, I thought, okay, well, we need to write a few drunk scenes. And we've done it with taste, and we've done it selectively, but season 2 has a pretty funny drunk scene in it. Any kind of fitness updates. I love that you go to the gym. I don't need to see how many miles you ran today. I don't need to see you shirtless after a workout. The people in the locker room can see that. Yeah.